What's up, curious youngsters? Even after years of watching countless documentaries, shows, and online images and videos, some things still surprise us. Maybe it's because there are over 7 billion people, and with instant internet access, we can encounter anything, anytime. Even if you think you've seen everything, there's always something new. Just what Mr. Curiosity is here for. Because of this, and much more, these are 20 things you'll see for the first time in your life. This is Maria Jose Cisterna, a Mexican woman who set a record a few years ago and is known as the Vampire Woman. The reason is quite obvious, and it's that she has decided to modify her body in many ways, from her teeth to piercings and small bumps on her arms and face, which ends up giving her a rather curious appearance. However, another aspect that draws attention to this is that Maria Jose is currently a lawyer, artist, and also a professional tattoo artist. Meet Picasso, a pig who literally loves to paint different works of art. The truth is, he usually does it at first just to eat, as you're seeing now. However, some professionals say animals also show creativity, so painting can benefit their brains. The truth is, if you look closely, you can see faces or figures in their paintings, one of which has been sold for no less than $25,000. If we're talking about absurd records, this is definitely one, but it's still surprising. It's the record for eating the most chicken nuggets in the shortest time. Yes, you heard right. This woman recently earned this title by eating exactly 19 chicken nuggets in under a minute. While it may not sound interesting, watching it is surprisingly addictive because it seems nearly impossible. In case your favorite villain is Venom. If you've always wanted to cosplay or do something similar, you can fortunately do it quite easily, in a way just like this guy. And to do it, he mainly uses ferrofluid, which is a substance made mostly of ferromagnetic particles that react under the influence of magnets. This video shows how he made his suit. It's designed so that when it touches this liquid, it can almost completely cover his body in ferrofluid, simulating Venom's suit. Every country and culture has unique traditional instruments, but most likely you've never seen one of them being made before. Well, if that's the case here, you can see how a traditional wind instrument is made. Starting with just a bamboo cane in South Korea, making it initially doesn't seem very complex, but the truth is that once you start watching the video, it becomes really addictive because of the skill with which they create this instrument. Definitely, when it comes to swords, there's a movie that has been famous for many years now. And what if we're talking about Kingsman? In fact, if you've ever seen it, you probably remember the hundreds of different weapons the characters fought with. But one of the most iconic after the umbrella is without a doubt the cane sword, the one that goes completely unnoticed. Well, for some reason, Black Bear Project decided to recreate this sword from scratch, using different tools. These details make it look realistic, and the final result is incredible. If you like puzzles or really challenging tasks, maybe you want to buy this puzzle you're seeing. It's called Yes. At first, it doesn't seem hard since there are only 3 small pieces, which don't look challenging, right? Anyway, what's the point of this game? Using the letters Y, E, and S to form one geometric figure may puzzle you at first. But if you want the solution, the truth is, it took this guy quite a while to figure it out. But the shape you should end up with would look something like this. I assure you know if you'd thought of it. Nowadays, we can't deny that some clothes are considered fashionable. They just tend to be a bit strange for our taste. Some of them even end up being downright ridiculous. However, just as we can find those kinds of clothes, many people take their imagination further and create amazing designs, like this girl did. She decided to create a dress made with more than 2,000 coins, and here you can see step by step how she did it. Starting with the chest and torso, then finishing with the skirt and some earrings to match. And yes, it took her quite a while, but the result was really worth it. Still, it's definitely unusual. Those little white dots in the sky aren't constellations, they're Starlink satellites. These were created by the company SpaceX. Their goal is to provide broadband internet with low latency to different parts of the world. The best part is that sometimes you might see them lined up in the sky. You'll be able to do it from your location when the time comes. The company even has a website that lets you know the exact time and location so you can have this view. Probably if you've never seen a crocodile before, you might imagine that when they float, they do it horizontally or something like that. And honestly, that's a pretty common thought, but the truth is, you probably didn't imagine that they actually do it this way, completely vertical. And you could even say it's kind of funny. This video might bother you if you're eating. But anyway, in case you've ever had the bad luck to try it, what does expired milk taste like? In this video, you can see what it looks like under a microscope. In fact, this guy decided to put it in an incubator at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours to speed up the process. After that, you can see thousands of bacteria and microbes in the bottle. No, what you're seeing isn't a movie or anything like that. Actually, while uncommon, this phenomenon is called a roll cloud. It's fascinating because its odd shape makes it look like it's always rolling. These clouds are mainly characterized by being elongated and horizontal, as well as having that interesting shape from which they get their name. I don't know your thoughts, but it's truly an amazing phenomenon. It's no surprise that in countries like Japan, we can find some of the most innovative places, as well as products that you wouldn't find anywhere else. Well, that's the case with this cafe, where you can literally choose any image you want. And one of the employees will draw it on top of your coffee in a matter of seconds. In this case, you see an example with Levi's face from Shingeki, right, Keon? Thanks, Japan. If you're considering getting a tattoo, or even if you already have one, interested in watching a slow motion close-up video showing how a tattoo machine works? And if you thought it was painful, you probably want to take a look at this device taking color and working on your skin, which really doesn't look pleasant at all. Apparently, some practices in India tend to be a bit strange for the rest of the countries. And in fact, this is the case with the barbershops in that place. And generally, they offer you a head massage along with your haircut. It may sound strange, but here you see this man enjoying one while questioning his barber. It looks more relaxing with each passing second. Without a doubt, one of the most popular brands when it comes to sneakers is Nike, because among their products, we can find very well-known models that we probably have in our own homes. But did you know this? These are sneakers that can change color when exposed to the sun, just like you're seeing now. The truth is, they were recently released on the market, and you can get them for just about $135. Although it's a bit pricey, the effect is impressive. While many household appliances today are fully functional, the truth is that there are some much older ones that actually work even better. That's exactly the case with this sewing machine. This model is called Randall, and users say it's better than some current sewing machines. It dates back to World War I and was popular then because it lets you sew and punch simultaneously. The animal you're seeing now is probably familiar to you. It's a moose. Although it may not seem large here, it's actually much bigger than you might think. These are actually the largest members of the deer family. Is that so? On average, they reach 1.4 meters in height from the ground to their shoulders. Yes, you heard right. On the other hand, they reach up to 3 meters long, as you can see, compared to their calves. If what you're looking for is to give a completely different look to any of the rooms in your house, you probably want to try placing a small room on one of its walls. Yes, it looks good. In this case, Mosu's channel guides you step by step to create a small bedroom you can place anywhere. And to do it, he uses some materials that we probably all have at home. How interesting, my friend. If for some strange reason you've ever wondered what would happen if you put toothpaste in a soda bottle, any kind, well, the answer is something like this. Yes, while it's pretty strange, the truth is that there's an explanation. This occurs due to a chemical reaction involving hydrogen peroxide, detergent, liquid, food coloring, and potassium iodide. Elements that apparently cause this curious effect to occur.